Let's talk about some examples of when cities, towns, schools, and even whole countries collectively lost their minds. Probably one of the most well-known examples of mass hysteria is the War of the Worlds radio panic, which refers to the widespread fear and confusion that occurred on October 30th, 1938, when Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater on the Air broadcast a radio adaptation of H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds. The dramatization, presented as a realistic news report of a Martian invasion, caused some listeners to believe that the invasion was real, leading to panic, traffic jams, and calls to emergency services. While the extent of the panic is debated, the broadcast highlighted the power of radio and influenced public perception of media responsibility. The broadcast used a realistic news bulletin format, interrupting musical programming to report simulated dispatches from New Jersey about a Martian invasion, which created a sense of urgency and realism. I think the biggest issue was that many listeners tuned in late and missed the initial announcements that the program was a fictional dramatization, leading them to believe that the alien invasion was real. In 1518, a woman in France began dancing in the streets. She danced for multiple days by herself, but by the 7th day, 34 others had joined her. By the end of the month, she had over 400 backup dancers. They never rested, and as many as 15 died per day due to heart attack, stroke, or exhaustion. They finally had to make dancing and music punishable by law, and then the dancing just kind of faded out. Just like in Footloose. In 1962, in what is now Tanzania, 3 girls began laughing at their boarding school, and the joy was so infectious that soon 95 of the 159 other pupils joined in. Some only laughed for a few hours, others as long as 16 days. The schools had to be closed, but that didn't stop the laughter from spreading to the next village over. Months later, another laughing outbreak occurred, this time affecting 217 people. And I mean, of all the things that people could be massively hysterical about, laughter has got to be the least dangerous one, unless you choke on your laughter. There's a real man in history that choked and died because he laughed so hard. In 2016, panic broke out in the United States over supposed sightings of scary killer clowns. The first sighting happened in August, and it was the only real one. A clown named Gaggs was spotted in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, Gaggs didn't do anything illegal. He just stood on a corner holding black balloons and looking creepy. It turned out that he was part of a viral marketing stunt for a low-budget short film, but the clown-demic he set in motion would long outlast the hype for the movie. Now, while I'm sure there were some people that actually dressed up as clowns just to fuck with people, I don't think there were ever actually any, killer clowns. Especially not from outer space. When LA's power blacked out in 1994 due to an earthquake, the city's 911 call centers were inundated with calls about an alien invasion. It was because this was the first time that most of the people in LA had seen the Milky Way galaxy without all the city lights. And they didn't know what to make of it, so they assumed it had to be an alien invasion, which is a bit of an overreaction, in my opinion.